Well, several First Nations are back in court today challenging the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion and once again arguing the federal government failed to properly consult them before giving the project the go-ahead. CTV's David Molko joins us live. And David, is there a chance this could put the brakes on this project yet again?
Well, the short answer is yes, because it all hinges on whether there was a meaningful two-way dialogue between Ottawa and the First Nations. Remember, we've been down this path before. It's what got the project shelved last year that forced a do-over when it came to these consultations. Now, according to the 4 First Nation groups appealing, round 2 also wasn't good enough.
It was all one-sided. Canada already knew what they were going to do and didn't listen to what we had to say, which was their flaw the first time around.
The government was sending a lot of note takers to hear our concerns and then not really meaningfully addressing or following up.
And there you have it. To be clear, First Nations like the Tsleil-Waututh are not saying they were ignored, but according to court submissions, they're calling these round 2 consultations, quote, window dressing, box ticking, and nice sounding words, end quote. In other words, they don't live up to the government's constitutional duty, they say, to engage with Indigenous groups. Of course, Ottawa strongly disagrees with that view. Natural Resources Canada handles energy issues. Here's part of what they wrote me today, in part, quote, consultations with Indigenous peoples involved meaningful two-way dialogue which fulfilled the legal duty to consult. A bit of a different story here. They go on to write, the government remains confident that it has taken the necessary steps to get this right, end quote. By the way, new pipes, which will triple capacity, they're already going into the ground in Alberta. It's also worth noting that 2 of the original 6 First Nations who were taking part in this appeal, well, they've reached deals with Trans Mountain. They are no longer part of this. So what happens now? After a couple more days, we could expect a decision from the Federal Court of Appeal to come relatively quickly after that. Here are the options: green light or potentially back to the drawing board, consultation round 3, if you can believe that. And do not forget, there is always the chance this could go all the way to the Supreme Court. Scott?
All right, we'll be watching that, certainly. Thank you, David.